So guys, total change of plan. I was talking about 50mm deep on the last video, and yeah, totally got that wrong. It's like 100 to 150mm deep is how much I should dig down for the MOT. You know, to then backfill with the MOT. So yeah, really got that wrong. There's no way I'm digging down. I wasn't going to do 50mm. I ain't doing 100 to 150mm. So it's going to be a step down onto the grass. It's not what I wanted, but it's just what's going to happen, really, and I'm okay with that. So I saw a little video about chopping out grass. Use one of these to get it where you want it to be, and I'm gonna dig down now, probably about that deep, exactly that depth really, and backfill it with concrete, build a small brick retaining wall with some bricks that I've got from the front, around the front from the extension that we did, and yeah, do a little small retaining wall up to here, and then backfill it all then with the MOT. So obviously I don't need to do it down there. Across here I might put some concrete to reinforce underneath the bottom of these concrete posts and everything, and hopefully try and prevent any roots from growing back through. And then I do actually need to do one just down here. Show you. And then I think I'm going to do another little return on the concrete up to this post, so I can do a brick wall around there basically to hold the MOT. Otherwise, I've been thinking about it. Again, zero experience doing this, but I've been thinking about it a lot, and the MOT will just spill out when I compact it if there's nothing there to hold it in, and I don't want to use a sleeper or something like that. So made an attempt at cleaning up the garden, got everything off the grass, moved it back onto here, and here we go. It was already pretty blunt anyway, guys. Perfect shovel width. So anybody interested, that's roughly 150mm. It's about 140 there, 150 there where I just put it. Snuck this from my dad's house. It's just a little bit lighter than the only just a little bit lighter than the big fucking piece of wood I was using. What do you think, guys? First try, stick it on. Which way is that falling then? Just falling off that way a little bit. No biggie. good enough as it is. I'll just level it off with the concrete. Don't really know what to do over here though. We'll carry on with the bricks all the way down and then replace these stones after the fact. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. But I just don't want to have to keep going back and forth. But hey, such is the way that it is. Carrying the trench, do it all the way up. Kind of looks straight from here. I suppose the advantage of doing your own home is you can bend the rules a little bit. If it's a little bit out, don't want it to be, obviously. I'm not intending for it to be wrong in any way, but there's no sort of standard that I have to keep to, I don't think, because it is my own place, or our own place. In fact, I actually wanted to move these because this runs out, you know, it's something like something 60 up to there, and it kinks out over here. So these will need relaying eventually anyway. Save that for another video though, guys. Can't be doing everything all at once now, can we? $220 and a bit. Where's my damn trusty spike? There it is. Roughly there. Roughly. Is everything just a little bit too rough? Who knows? I think it'll be fine. $220, yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Oh damn. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, alright, alright. Damn. What in the world? Here we go. Just to touch back on the topic of these things again. God damn. Just a quick side note. I upgraded the camera, well, the phone. Went from the 12 to the 16 Pro. So so far so good, guys. I'm not managing on, or trying to manage on, like 60 gigs or 64 gigs. That of which I only had 10 gig available. So I was doing like 25 minutes of recording, then my phone would die, and the battery would get full. Whereas now, this should be all one take. By the way, guys, this isn't our wall. It's the neighbour's garage. So, any keen-eyed viewers that have spotted this damage here, I think eventually I will render this or repoint it. It's not going anywhere this week, but the bottom brick, I just discovered it, is down there, and then it's straight onto just a concrete bed, I think. So how many bricks deep has that been submerged in wet soil? And for how long for? As long as we've been here. And that's 7 or 8 years. So, not good. But like I say, it's not ours, so ain't too fussed. You know, I was searching on YouTube for this, on how to do a miniature retaining wall for the MOT to go behind, and I could not find a single video, and I looked a lot, man. So maybe this is the first, or just my research skills aren't up to scratch for finding the content to give me the details on how I need to do this, or a rough idea at least on how I should do this. So that's what I'm doing. Maybe it's obvious, but is it? Is it obvious? Not to me, at least. But maybe to some it is. Now, in regards to all this soil, I know I went back and forth, scraped it, raked it, dug it out, got it off flat and level. I was getting really anal about what the product should be, that level of the product should be, and a bit of a waste of time, I think. Well, a bit of a learning curve, really, I suppose. I am probably just going to leave all that in there because things have changed. You know, initially I was going to turf it, and that probably would have been the perfect level for just adding some turf on top, but we didn't go that route, and so taking this other route. And once I built this retaining wall, I'm just going to freaking launch all that stuff in there, level all that out, of course, compact it down, put like a geotextile membrane down over the top, and then MOT. Compact that, sand, cement, and whatever choice of tile. I think that would be the best course of action. But again, that may change, as it has done a lot already. Get my miniature scaffold board, my trusty one, and let's use that for this, I think. Oh, now we're there. Wonderful. we go. If that blade wasn't blunt, although it was, it most definitely is now. May seem like I'm going back and forth, guys, but I suppose it's the effect of not having a clue what you're doing. But I'm glad that you're here with me along this part of the journey. See how we messed up? We, as if though it's you and me. Well, it is to an extent. You know, just a quick side note. We put the trampoline over there, off the decking. Wow, how amazing was that? The amount of space that we gained up top was, well, a small trampoline size. Whew. Damn. Okay, just like that. Just like that. You'll have to excuse the camera angles, guys, because I'm also learning how to do that. Oh, he's learning how to do this and that. Have some sympathy. No, it's not like that. I just feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. Maybe I am. I'm only 3 videos in. But anyway. Round there, round there. That looks perfectly 90 degrees. Why wouldn't it be? All by eye, baby. Actually, it doesn't look that bad though. So, next course of action. I was having, again, looking on YouTube on how to do these things. And also ChatGPT. ChatGPT said about backfilling with a little bit of MOT on this, and then tampering it down. And then I've just watched some guys do some walls, if you like, when they're creating the base for it. It's just concrete. They just throw the concrete straight on this. What do I know? So that's what I'm going to do. Just pour the concrete straight in there. How much do I need? Who knows? Let's find out. So, let's go from there to that. Oh yeah. I started panicking then, thinking, why is that not 220? So let's call it 205. Everybody writing this down, yeah? 205 by roughly 20 wide. 205 by 20 wide. By however long this beast is. Let's find out. Ooh. Damn. 5.3. Two or 5. 5.3. I need to write it down, guys. So we've got an area of that whole length there is 7.4 meters by 20 centimeters wide and about 15 centimeters deep. I have no idea how to work that out, so ChatGPT will do that for me later, and I'll figure out, do I just get it poured in, do I pay somebody, do I do the laborious task of mixing it by hand in a wheelbarrow and slowly but surely tipping it out bit by bit? I do not know the answer. It's probably because I'm not interested in spending any money on this, you know, or I want to spend as little money on it as possible. And if that means, but still by doing it the right way as best I can, if that means that I have to mix it all by hand, spend a day mixing concrete, and that's fine. But it would be nice for the guys to just come in with a big concrete tube, just a little bit, whatever they've got left over in the tank, you know, just pour it in there, jobs are good. I have no idea. I'll price it up somehow. Where there's a will, there's a way, guys. I'll let you know how we get on. So I just made a quick decision, guys, to just dig this out. I don't like the soil touching it anymore. If I'm gonna throw some concrete in, I may as well do it down here. Reinforce this wall a little bit. Okay, let's have a quick look then, shall we? It appears this is some type of concrete base, but then there's some bricks under there, and then it just kind of dips off. But yeah, I'm happy for it to be probably poured 2 bricks deep, the concrete. Use that as a level all the way around, I don't know. So next steps are to fill it in, guys, with some concrete. So in the first video I spoke about, you know, how on YouTube you can just click and boom, the work's done, and it's just as simple as that. Well, let's make it like that. Ready for the concrete?